How could this winter pattern create such extreme temperature swings that we see 2-day warm periods followed immediately by 2-day Arctic blasts affecting 89 million Americans? And why are meteorologists calling this jet stream configuration the most intense winter pattern that could reshape heating demands across the entire United States? Right now, during this blessed holiday season, we're witnessing a jet stream pattern so intense that it's creating temperature volatility and storm development unlike anything we've seen in years. For those hoping for a return to colder and snowier weather, I have really good news. Models have shifted the medium-range pattern in a much colder direction. Today is Saturday, December 20th, 2025, and what I'm about to show you will fundamentally change how you prepare for this volatile and rapidly changing winter pattern. But here's what makes this forecast different. Starting at the 3-minute mark, I'll walk you through the complete temperature pattern, showing exactly when record warmth gives way to significant Arctic air. At 6 minutes, the pre-Christmas winter storm affecting the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, with specific snowfall amounts, timing, and detailed travel impact analysis. At 9 minutes, the Christmas Day record warmth pattern and why millions will experience temperatures 25 degrees above normal across central regions. At 12 minutes, the significant Arctic blast developing December 28th to 29th, and exactly which regions get hit hardest during this rapid temperature crash. At 15 minutes, the western mountain snowfall that could reach multiple feet, creating incredible skiing conditions. Plus, the January outlook and additional Arctic reinforcement. This analysis uses atmospheric data showing the jet stream will be very intense for the coming weeks, much like it's been for the last week, driving rapid pattern changes. This intense jet stream drives our pattern with major storm systems, but also makes any air masses, warm or cold, much more brief than what we're typically used to seeing. We could see a big cool down move in for 2 days, then a big warm up for 2 days, then a big cool down, and really back and forth like that throughout this pattern. Between these boundaries, we see major storms occurring with cold fronts and warm fronts. And that's a big reason why we keep seeing these dramatic ups and downs with temperatures. This has been a volatile month. We dealt with a very cold start to December, and now suddenly, we're seeing record warm temperatures creating dramatic seasonal contrast. But this is not a purely warm pattern from start to finish. We see a lot of back and forth, and there will be stronger blasts of Arctic air coming. What makes this pattern especially significant is the contrast between areas. Central Illinois dealing with near 70 degrees, while Chicago sees lower 50s or upper 40s. Areas like Washington, D.C. dealing with 48 degrees, while Raleigh experiences 61 degrees, show these really intense temperature differences from north to south across very short distances. The jet stream is just going to be very progressive, creating rapid changes that affect heating demands, travel conditions, winter weather preparation, and energy management strategies. Now let me walk you through the complete temperature pattern to show exactly when these dramatic changes occur across specific regions. December 21st to 23rd, pre-Christmas pattern. We're dealing with colder temperatures in eastern regions during this period, with significant winter weather developing across multiple states. This creates a minor to moderate winter storm in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic that's not going to be record-breaking snowfall amounts. However, the biggest concern is the travel happening just before Christmas, where a few inches of snowfall or ice becomes very impactful when so many people are traveling. The cold temperatures support this winter weather, while western regions remain warmer compared to normal during this same time frame, creating dramatic regional contrast. Christmas week warming development. As we move toward Christmas generally, central states begin warming significantly across multiple climate zones. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas see the heart of this warming pattern, with the Rockies also experiencing very warm temperatures compared to normal for late December. During this season of gratitude, it's remarkable how this atmospheric pattern provides relief from heating costs during expensive holiday celebrations and family gatherings. This warming generally shifts eastward over time, creating widespread temperature departures that affect energy usage patterns, heating demands, and winter preparation strategies across multiple states. Christmas Day, December 25th, record warmth. When we look at temperature anomalies for Christmas Day specifically, we see really intense heat affecting much of the nation with unprecedented departures. Central areas experience the most dramatic departures, with browns showing 15 to 25 degrees above normal temperatures across widespread regions. Those salmon colors represent 25 degrees or more above normal, where millions will deal with record-breaking Christmas temperatures that feel more like spring. The jet stream allows air coming from the Pacific straight into central states. Air from tropical climates moving northward directly into traditionally cold December regions. That stronger jet moving so quickly allows for these really warm temperatures because it's moving so quickly, creating spring-like conditions during what should be the coldest week of winter. Post-Christmas transition, December 26th, Boxing Day. Areas starting from the north and moving southward begin cooling as colder air influences the overall pattern. We see a storm system developing up in New England, though it looks like it's just to the north of where it would need to be for major snowstorms in most populated areas. However, we do see freezing rain potential for Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, with some snowfall developing for northern Maine specifically during this transition period. Northern Maine represents a completely different climate compared to the rest of New England. They can see snowfall when everybody else experiences rain all the time during winter transitions. December 27th, cooling acceleration. We see colder air along eastern regions as this intense atmospheric pattern begins reorganizing toward more traditional winter configurations. Continued storminess affects western areas, which becomes a continued theme moving forward, as atmospheric river patterns maintain persistent storm activity across the Pacific coast. December 28th to 29th, significant Arctic blast. We see a more significant Arctic blast as we reach toward the 28th and 29th time frame. We're within 10 days here, so this represents medium-range forecasting rather than long-range speculation, providing reliable guidance for winter preparation and planning strategies. This Arctic air mass affects the Deep South, Southeast, Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, and Northeast regions with temperatures well below normal, creating dramatic heating demand increases. The jet stream pattern creates a strong feature diving southward, then swinging up north, bringing Arctic air southward while also contributing to major storm development. December 29th, storm development. We see storm systems building for Kansas and Nebraska areas with this complex atmospheric pattern creating multiple weather challenges simultaneously. This setup suggests paying attention for severe weather potential in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri during this time frame as warm and cold air masses collide. What a blessing it is during this sacred season that we can prepare for these pattern changes and protect our families through proper planning, preparation, and understanding. Now let me give you detailed snowfall information for the pre-Christmas storm that will affect travel during peak holiday periods with specific regional impacts and timing. Pre-Christmas Northeast storm, December 22nd through 23rd. Detailed analysis. Snowfall begins overnight Monday into Tuesday, affecting Michigan and Wisconsin regions as well as eastern areas. Upper Peninsula Michigan sees quite a bit of snowfall, probably lake enhanced with heavier bands coming off the lakes, creating localized heavy accumulations. Northern Lower Peninsula Michigan could see even heavier snowfall as this system develops through Tuesday morning hours, creating significant travel impacts for holiday travelers. Tuesday morning development and expansion. Northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, New York City, and upstate New York see moderate snowfall developing throughout morning hours. This becomes brief but likely enough to bring 1 to 3 inches for most areas, with some locations possibly seeing 3 to 6 inches depending on exact storm track positioning. Tuesday evening, New England, intensification. Around 7 p.m. Tuesday, the system becomes more focused on New England regions with increasing intensity offshore. Adirondack Mountains, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine see very heavy snowfall as the low-pressure system intensifies offshore. New Hampshire and Maine experience heavier snowfall toward the tail end. Pretty classic for that area, with intensification as storm systems move offshore and tap into Atlantic moisture. Total snowfall amounts pre-Christmas storm: 1 to 3 inches for many locations, especially New York City, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Boston, and eastern Massachusetts generally. Blue areas reach 2 to 6 inch range, including northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and most of upstate New York outside the highest elevations. Most of New England outside southern Connecticut, southern Rhode Island, and eastern Massachusetts sees at least 2 to 6 inches from this winter weather event. Adirondacks, Green Mountains, and White Mountains could deal with 6 to 10 inches from this event occurring December 23rd to 24th, just before Christmas travel peaks. GFS model differences and uncertainty. The GFS model shows this system slightly further south and more intense, especially affecting Finger Lakes regions and central New York areas. This model suggests New York City potentially seeing 2 to 6 inches rather than the 1 to 3 inch range, creating more significant urban travel impacts. Southern Connecticut could see 2 to 6 inches, with Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston approaching the 6-inch mark under this more aggressive scenario for snowfall totals. We're about 3 to 4 days from this system arriving, so continued monitoring remains necessary as changes can still occur with storm track and intensity adjustments possible. Travel impact emphasis and safety. This storm occurs during peak Christmas travel days when millions are on the roads attempting to reach family celebrations. On a normal day, this wouldn't be quite as notable, but travel safety becomes absolutely critical during holiday periods when traffic volumes increase dramatically. Wintry weather should be expected for the whole northeast corner. Definitely something to prepare for if you're traveling during December 22nd to 24th Christmas travel period. Now let me address the exceptional snowfall developing across western mountain regions throughout this entire pattern period, with multiple storm systems creating incredible conditions. Western mountain exceptional snow. The atmospheric river pattern creates persistent storminess affecting the Rockies, Sierra Nevada, and southern Rockies with multiple events. It's going to be really, really snowy across these mountainous western regions, with multiple storm systems bringing wave after wave of heavy mountain snowfall. European model analysis shows multiple feet of snowfall expected across higher elevations, with many, many feet possible at the highest elevations throughout the holiday period. For skiers out there, this represents awesome, awesome weather conditions with incredible snow accumulations developing throughout the holiday period across western mountains. GFS model agrees with huge snowfall totals for mountainous western areas. Absolutely insane accumulations developing with this atmospheric river pattern. The GFS tends to be the warmer model in this instance, but still shows remarkable snowfall for western mountain regions with exceptional totals across multiple ranges. Northern Plains and Midwest snow potential. We get occasional snowfall threats throughout the Midwest and Great Lakes regions during this active pattern period. Northern Plains also see some threats, along with multiple possibilities for the northern mid-Atlantic into the Northeast, with several winter weather opportunities developing. However, for the next 2 weeks, this represents much less snowfall compared to what we've experienced during the past 2 weeks of active winter weather. Specific areas watching: New England, New York, northern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and New York City remain key areas of focus for winter weather monitoring. The GFS model shows very far northern plains, upper Midwest, and Great Lakes receiving snowfall, though not extending as far south as some previous events. Eastern snowfall potential does flourish somewhat, particularly affecting the areas we mentioned for continued winter weather monitoring throughout the holiday travel period. Extended pattern analysis and January outlook. The Arctic Oscillation and North Atlantic Oscillation patterns provide important context for longer-range expectations. These oscillation patterns are combining to keep us in a pattern where we see Arctic air and below normal temperatures, especially as we move into January timeframe. Models today show it looking a little colder than even yesterday, demonstrating the trend toward more Arctic air penetration as oscillation patterns reorganize for winter. A second area of Arctic air behind the initial blast looks to reinforce the cold pattern, creating sustained below normal temperatures across large areas. However, this second Arctic push kind of skirts over areas and isn't able to fully dive in with the richest Arctic air reaching the deep south. The pattern moves so quickly that Arctic air can't establish itself as a major trough, preventing prolonged extreme cold but maintaining below normal temperatures. Late December into January transition. Warmer air makes a comeback around Tuesday the 30th, Wednesday the 31st on New Year's Eve, as the pattern temporarily moderates. Then it looks like we see another, this time pretty major Arctic blast move in just afterwards for the early January timeframe, though this is really far out. Models continue showing us in this very progressive, quick-moving pattern where Arctic air makes its way in from time to time. This presents opportunities for snowfall and winter weather, as we're not in a fully warm pattern despite the upcoming Christmas warming episode we've discussed. Now here's what this complete pattern means for winter preparation, energy management, and understanding these rapid temperature and weather changes affecting daily life. Pattern preparation strategies. This intense jet stream pattern requires adaptive planning for rapid weather changes rather than traditional seasonal preparation approaches. The brief nature of both warm and cold periods means traditional seasonal preparation doesn't work. You need flexible strategies for rapid transitions. Christmas week opportunities. Use the warm period for any outdoor tasks, travel preparation, or maintenance activities that become difficult during subsequent Arctic conditions. Pre-Christmas storm preparation. Monitor conditions closely if traveling December 22nd to 24th, especially throughout the Northeast Corridor where winter weather impacts travel. Arctic blast readiness. Prepare for sudden temperature drops after Christmas when Arctic air penetrates southward, requiring heating system preparation and energy planning. Western recreation opportunities. Mountain regions offer incredible skiing and winter recreation conditions throughout this pattern with exceptional snowfall totals. Energy management considerations. The rapid temperature swings create unique challenges for heating system efficiency and energy cost management during this volatile period. Let me summarize the critical timing and preparation points for this complex winter pattern affecting millions of Americans throughout the holiday season and beyond. Immediate focus December 21st to 24th. Monitor the Northeast winter storm for travel impacts, while central regions experience record Christmas warmth requiring adaptive planning approaches. Christmas Day, December 25th. Record warmth likely across central areas with temperatures 25 degrees or more above normal, creating spring-like conditions. Post-Christmas, December 26th to 27th. Pattern begins transitioning as Arctic air starts affecting northern regions first, requiring preparation for rapid temperature changes. Arctic blast, December 28th to 29th. Significant cold air affects multiple regions simultaneously, requiring comprehensive winter weather preparation and energy management strategies. January outlook. Continued pattern volatility with additional Arctic reinforcement possible, requiring ongoing adaptive planning rather than traditional seasonal approaches. This temperature swing pattern represents one of the most volatile winter scenarios, requiring both immediate awareness and flexible long-term winter planning strategies. Understanding these jet stream developments provides essential information for winter weather preparation, energy management, and travel planning that most families need during extreme patterns. I'll continue monitoring this intense pattern and provide updates as Arctic blast timing becomes more definitive and storm systems develop throughout this active period. Remember that jet stream patterns this intense create rapid changes, requiring conservative preparation for both warm and cold extremes throughout the holiday season. This concludes our comprehensive pattern analysis. Whether managing Christmas warmth or preparing for Arctic conditions, understanding these changes enables confident winter planning. Subscribe for daily updates as we track these rapid atmospheric changes and their impacts on winter weather, travel conditions, and energy management throughout the season. In upcoming forecast, I'll provide specific updates on Arctic blast development and storm system evolution as this intense pattern continues affecting millions of Americans. Please share your regional observations and preparation experiences. These reports help validate pattern development and assist other families in winter planning and preparation. Your local insights provide valuable confirmation of how these jet stream patterns manifest across diverse geographic regions and climate zones. Stay prepared for rapid changes, maintain flexible winter strategies, and make the most of both warm and cold periods this unique and complex pattern creates. If anything changes regarding storm timing, Arctic blast development, or pattern evolution, I'll let you know through daily video updates and continued monitoring. Hit the bell icon for notifications when we upload so you never miss critical weather pattern updates, especially during this active and rapidly changing period. Be sure to like the video if you found this comprehensive winter pattern analysis helpful for your holiday and winter planning strategies. Take care of yourselves and your families during this remarkable winter weather pattern.